Decided to offload it. The kick was nothing. Poor old Kozilele into the breeze, just couldn't find anything in that kick. The bounce of a rugby league ball is enormous. Chris Hicks couldn't quite get there at the right time. You can find here that the number one now, and Tommy Humble has just made a great try-saving tackle there on the telly. Ball there was intercepted there by Filliger, and good work at the end of it too by Perkins to make sure that Filliger is caught in the end goal. But gee, try gone begging there to Cronulla.
Line dropout by Humble goes about
150 metres.
It went 50 metres by the time Stuart Mills picked it up. Tackled by Mortimer. Now this is Vave. Second phase, away to Hawkins, who flicks it out the back to Broderick Wright. Back towards the centre he comes. And got the pass away to Smith, who was not ready. Now Tongia puts it on the toe to Lai. Ref's calling that a knock on. That's disappointing for Cronulla.
Oh, geez, Timmy Smith's arguing with him here. I'm not sure what Timmy Smith was doing. Broderick Wright just throws it out the back here. He's claimed there that Smith has touched that football. I'm not quite sure what Tim Smith was thinking, though, when he didn't bother diving on the football when it was on the ground. Referees pulled it up then and ruled a knock-on against Cronulla.
So Wentworth will loosen feed. They'll be happy about that.
Yeah, that's taken a lot of pressure off Wenty.
Boys, come on, let him in there.
Lost their way a little bit, Cronulla, at the moment. I'm not quite sure where they're heading.
Here's Chris Walker. Off the scrum win. Driven into the ground by Broderick Wright, who holds on and holds on. Now Uasale, the tackler, Andrew Clayton. Also Vave helping out. Fluke from acting half away to Carl Webb. But nothing wrong with his game today, Webb. Produced some powerful running. Now Mortimer playing in front of the line to Tom Humble. Humble's away. He's through. He's got speed to burn. He's stepping nicely too. And eventually tackled on the far side of the field. So Wentworth are going forward now. Great chance for them. Fluke out of dummy half. Dummied and eventually was tackled. Still great field position for the home team. Mortimer for the field goal. He's got that away. The referee likes it and he gets the point. 33-26. That was not a bad option given the timepiece.
Yeah, it's a bit closer than what he was when it was 17 minutes out, and Mortimer here had plenty of time, no pressure on him whatsoever, puts it down as cool as a cucumber and straight over the black dot.
That could prove decisive.
Stay on here, mate.
Mortimer aware of that.
I think the way Cronulla are playing at the moment, I don't think they've got 2 tries in them. I'd be surprised. Timmy Smith really needs to take a hold on this match at the moment, take control of it again.
A shortish kick-off that had some hang time on it, and the Sharks get the desired result. This is James Masson in jumper 24 into the game now. To Thompson. Oh, hit hard by Carl Webb. And you can see Stanfield came out of that tackle as well. The lock forward for Wenty, he was hurt. Now Smithy dummied to Broderick Wright. Manu Kafawa's got the football. And you can see why Manu Kafawa had to go there at that strip. He was the only one there. And in races Stanfield. I guess a 50-50 call, really.
Yeah, I thought it was a good call. I've seen those before, and Stanfield needed to stand back and have a look what was going on in that tackle.
Thompson plays it. Can the Sharks hit back? This is Big Clayton hurling himself at the line. Stanfield and Manu Kafawa made the tackle, and I don't think Clayton is overly well. He plays the ball eventually. The Sharks need to hit back, and they need to do it now. Lai, an ordinary pass. Perkins makes a meal of it, and coming up with it now is Carl Faliga for Wentworthville. That could be the story of this game. The Sharks squandering their chances in this second half. Now Wenty get a penalty, so the Sharks compound the error.
Yeah, Kozilele, not a noted ball player either. Kozzy's more of a runner, and I think both halves are at the moment just not gelling with the Cronulla side and losing control of it. Touch judge then ruled the ball was stripped, and he was right in front of it.
Contrasting performance from the Sharks now, isn't it? They were so slick in the first half. Second half cannot finish their sets, or poor last tackle options.
That's been a big difference to Carl Webb. His go forward has been tremendous for Wentworthville, and since he's been on the field this second stint.
We had a bit of rain early in this second half. Stopped for the moment. Manukafawa struggling downfield. Magpies leading by 7 points. 6.5 minutes remaining in this game. Round 14 of the New South Wales Cup.
3. Hands away.
Next week we're off to North Sydney Oval. We'll give you all that information at the back end of the program. Now Fluke away to Stanfield. Stanfield wrapped up quickly by Lai and also Clayton, I think it was. Across to Mortimer now. Dummy to Pelletolisi, comes back the other way. There's a little bit of confusion here for Wentworthville. Humble doesn't know what to do. He goes with Pelletolisi now. And the big man is put on the ground by Troy Thompson. He's lost the ball in the play the ball. Lost it cold.
Both sides losing direction, aren't they? A little bit of slack football there. You see here the big fella Pelletolisi as he's getting up to play the ball. Yeah, just
too hasty in his attempt to get the quick play of the ball away.
Control of that football, but a little bit of untidiness in both sides at the moment.
They're poor errors any time, but when you're 20 metres out from the opposition's line on the attack, unforgivable. So Wentworthville looking to move up the competition ladder, came into this match in 7th spot. We might go down to the sideline for a comment now from Drury.
Yeah, look, the Wentworthville side, they certainly don't want to give this Cronulla side too many chances. There's still 5 minutes to go, enough time for Cronulla to score a couple of tries, and we all know they're good enough. So probably looking for a bit more discipline from the Wentworthville side. Certainly the coaches anyway. Just want to mention Tom Humble. He's had a great game for the Magpies today.
Here's Tongia, Humble's opposite, and he's also had a fine game. Yellow boots. Now Smith, a kick over the top. There's a bit of traffic there, and it was Horro falling on it for Wentworthville. So inside the last 5 minutes of this game, and time is certainly getting away for the Sharks. This is Uasale.
There's still plenty of life in this competition, isn't there? The 7th side comes up and there's down 20 points to 4 or whatever it was, and is back leading against the first side. I'm really impressed with the standard of these last few weeks of New South Wales Cup. It's been tremendous.
We've had some cracker games.
And the New South Wales Cup side actually will be selected soon for State of Origin 3 to play against Queensland. Brett Camorley coaching that side, and Rip Taylor, his assistant.
Yeah, the New South Wales resident side.
Hold on the 10, hold!
Playing the equivalent from Queensland as a curtain raiser to Origin 3 at Suncorp. And here's a high kick underneath it safely for the Sharks, Stuart Mills. Mills has done some good things today for Cronulla. There's a penalty from Chris Sutton. The Sharks, the beneficiaries, and they really need that. With very little time left in this game. Smith really wanting to get this kick away, but he was rolling his eyes at the referee then, who wouldn't let him take it.
No urgency with his players to be back on side though, and the referee was right to keep them all until they were all on side. Could have been a scrum.
Smith's facial expression was funny then. So we're coming up to the 77th minute mark of this game.
Strong one.
Troy Thompson, well done, ball away. Some badly needed second phase options for the Sharks as they attempt to put themselves at the other end of the field. And there's nice ball movement by the Sharks. 42 metres out from the Wentworthville line. Now Hawkins away to Timmy Smith, a dummy before being tackled by Pelletolisi. Now 2.5 minutes on the clock. Lai inside to Clayton, who's been robust today for the Sharks. Centre field, they go left. Lai couldn't handle a dreadful pass from acting half. Tongia puts the ball on the toe for himself. It's been knocked on by Wentworthville, and Chris Hicks, that's his first mistake in a long time.
I've watched Chris Hicks play over 100 first grade games, and it's the first time I've seen him drop a football like that.
You were rapping him earlier in the call for his skills.
He just lifted his head up here, Hicks, at the last second, took his eye off the ball there, and you can't do that. I think that's the frustration at the moment.
To be fair to you, early in the game you said you'd never seen him drop a high ball. That was a low ball.
It was a low catch too, though. Hicks will tell you that.
So Smith, Cronulla a real chance of coming up with a 4-pointer here, and that Daniel Mortimer field goal will prove the difference if that is the case. Now Lilai into space. Savage came from behind to get him. Lilai got around Manu Kafawa. Away now to Clayton. He charges into the line, and he'll be told to play it by referee Sutton some 5 metres out from the Magpies try line. And a dreadful pass from acting half. Gave Lilai no chance. That is the ball game.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 in a row from Jake Hawkins. Unusual for him too. Normally a very, very safe and steady half, or dummy half, acting half back there, and straight across the face of Kozilele. Had no hope of catching that football.
They were 10 metres out on the attack. It'll be a Wentworthville loosen feed. And most certainly that is the ball game.
There we go. Head in, Daniel.
And Mortimer gets this game back underway after a short time off period. Chris Walker,
Marcus square.
with less than 60 seconds remaining in the game, plays it very gingerly.
Go.
Uasale out of acting half.
2. Up there.
Gutsy performance by Wentworthville. They trailed for the majority of this game. They had to fight back twice, actually.
Release him. Not early.
Impressed with a few of the younger Cronulla players, especially in that first half. But I think Drury had mentioned Andrew Clayton being very, very strong. From Troy Thompson, the first half was excellent. It's just a pity they couldn't take that form into the second half.
They trailed 2010 at the break. Drury.
Yeah, I think Tony, just on that, Peter, Coach Tony Herman, he's got to be happy. I mean, we mentioned the players that the Sharks are missing today. Roy Kosjason's another one. They certainly have put up a fight against the best Wentworthville side of the season.
Thanks, Drury. You can get yourself in a position to catch up with a player. We'll come down to you after full time, and that is imminent. 33-26 here. The Magpies getting the victory over the Sharks, and it was a hard-fought victory. There's the stats. Manu Kafawa, Pelatalizi, Uasale, Mitchell Mortimer, Ryan, the scorers. Fluke 1 from 2. You can see the stats for the Sharks. Here's Drury.
Congratulations to the Magpies, and we're joined with hooker Anthony Mitchell. Anthony, what a game, what a comeback.
Yeah, we were lucky. We made it pretty tough for ourselves, but at the end of the day, the win was pretty much the supporting factor, and you could see in the first half we sort of were rattled there for a bit, but I mean in the second half we got our stuff together and we started to put some points on the board.
What happened in the first half? Because it didn't look like a very energetic Wentworthville side out there.
Nah, yeah, well, you're right. We didn't come out to play, and they did, and obviously they were giving us a bit of a towel up at the start, and we ended up going at half-time, and Cookie sort of said to us, let's get our heads back on the game and start thinking about playing good footy, and that's what we did. We ended up getting the result.
There he is, Anthony Mitchell, with Drury Forbes. Other winners in round 14, Canterbury over Windsor in a close one. Auckland, massive win over Manly. Balmain Ride, too good for Western Suburbs. And the Central Coast defeating Newtown. North Sydney had the bye in this round of the competition. Things are tightly packed at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Canterbury via their win over Windsor have gone back to the lead. Auckland and Cronulla are back there on 20. But what's happening now is Wenty, Balmain Ride, North Sydney starting to climb that ladder, and it's going to be a very, very interesting second half of this competition, David.
Now, the matches this coming weekend, Saturday, it's Auckland and Windsor at Mount Smart Stadium. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff. Manly host Newtown at Brookie. Western Suburbs face Cronulla. On Sunday, it's North Sydney and Balmain Ride Eastwood. Wentworthville on the Central Coast at Ringrose. Canterbury has the bye.
Yes, and we've got a package here from the Bundaberg Cup as well, with St John's taking on the Kingsgrove Colts, and both sides struggling at the bottom of the competition ladder. St John's being the new side in, just seeing them scoring there through the front row forward.
Yeah, both new teams in the comp, as you've said, and Kingsgrove here bursting into the clear. Kingsgrove has an affiliation with the Sydney Roosters, an inside ball to the centre, who puts the ball down across the try line.
And Darren Maroon, coach of the St John side, it was formerly the Sydney Bulls, and just an intercept there to the Kingsgrove side. And Maroon's just starting to get his boys together again, and in the next few weeks of the competition, I'm quite sure they'll come together to be a very, very big force in this Bundaberg Cup competition.
Length of the field try there to Kingsgrove. Here's a big run by the St John's front rower. St John's have been a very powerful club in the Canterbury district competition for many years. Doesn't matter whether you're talking mini league, mod league, international. They are very competitive, and of course this match played in driving rain, as you can see. The eventual result was Kingsgrove 24 defeating St John's 18. Windsor, too good for Cabramatta. Mounties defeating Wentworthville, and the entrance 22 points to 10 winners over Bankstown in round 14 of the Bundy Red Cup.
Yeah, I went to that match. It was a good game, actually, the entrance and the Bankstown side. Cabramatta's still way out, 4 points on lead. The entrance and Mounties now, the entrance up on 22 in second spot. Wenty and Windsor fighting out those top 5 spots here as the competition is. Obviously 2 different levels in that competition. Next week's game, St John's take on Mounties at Begnell. That's a 7:30 kickoff. You've got on Sunday then Wentworthville up against Bankstown at Ringrose Park. The entrance take on Windsor at Edsack Oval, and Kingsgrove Colts play Cabramatta at Beverly Hills Park. Kickoff there at 3 o'clock next week.
And our match on Fox Sports next Wednesday will be the clash between North Sydney and Balmain. Of course, I refer to 2 foundation clubs, Balmain right eastward, tackling North Sydney at North Sydney Oval. Bring it on. Good performance here by Wentworthville today. Thanks for being with us.